Okay, apologies. This is part 3 to some heretics of yesterday. I got interrupted, but we're almost done. Okay. Um, so again, this could be talking about leaving alive a small group of original rulers and kings and princes and whatever in order to, like even small children, right? Okay, even to keep them afloat, sending all the ones that did not want to obey or operate out. Okay, to all different places in the world. Okay, so in Toller's own little city of Strasbourg, 16,000 persons. Now, see, we're saying persons, okay? Not animals, not beasts, not creatures, not, again, because persons, we the people, is not including you. You are not a people. You're not alive. So you're not a people. You're not a living creature that is in God's abode. You are in hell. You are in the Sheol. What else? How else can you explain the fact that you've been ousted out from everybody else in the whole damn world, treated a certain way, even to this day in 20 and you still don't realize what's going on? You have to separate. If you don't separate physically, you have to separate yourself emotionally. You understand what I'm saying? This shit ain't for, this system is not for us. It was never built for us. It was always built to be placed as a heavy fucking thing on top of you to make sure you never get up. So they're going to use all the tools, their people, anything to turn against you. Because they say, oh, since Black Lives Matter now, they have to get the vaccine first. And they're coming for you first. See, you have no time to prepare. Because, again, a lot of us been doing research and doing all this other stuff, but we're not even aware of what's really could be to fucking come. It may be something that you can see, and it may be something that you can't see. But all I know is we at war. And it ain't never stopped. America has never had only a couple of years that's been out of war since they had a government in this place. Come on now. And a lot of these wars were waged against you. Because again, they can wage war against someone even if the people don't even know that it's going on. I don't know what that is. And I'm not going to stop this video. All right. So I'm going to read this little notation here on the bottom. It says John Toller covenant. Okay, so again, we talking about a covenant here, huh? All right. AD 1340. Now, I think this is talking about 1840. This is my mind because, again, mythology and all this stuff, they changed the timeline so we can't line everything up with the Bible. Everything, all this stuff has been lined up so that you can't make the correlations between the two. A lot of people don't even have time to do it. Okay? Or the mindset or the patience or anything. It's hard. Okay? So, dear Lord and bridegroom. Now, again, remember that when we looked at people like Lincoln and his family members on their genealogy, that some of his family members, I can't remember if it was his dad or his uncle, that were named bridegroom or, a bridegroom. Okay? And that there was an image of a ship. See? Because the birthing of a nation came when they joined with you for better or worse. See, the marriage and the wedding, okay, the wedding was all about the joining of nations. And the birth pains that we are experiencing is because the birth pains is not talking about no damn labor, like having a baby, a real woman with a womb. This is talking about all the tribulations that we've gone through and still to this day. Okay? So it says, I here vow and promise to thee surely that all which thou willest, I also will. So then this is God's will. Or are we talking about the will of God? Or are we talking about somebody's will? Or are we talking about a will? Like something that you put in a will and you give it to somebody and leave it to them. Okay? Come sickness, come health. Oh, see, I ain't even read this part before. Come sickness and health, come pleasure or pain, sweeter or bitter, cold or heat, wet or dry, whatever thou willest, that do, I also will. Now, again, this is you taking your vow and making your vow, because a vote means vow. Can't argue with me because that's what it means. With etymology, it means you are taking a vow to a god, a deity. And you are basically saying, whatever you want to do, no matter how bad you treat me, I'm going to still hold you. I got your back. I'm going to hold you up. And it ain't I got your back. You own my fucking back. So those people that you see dead at the bottom of these hieroglyphs in Egypt, in later day Egypt, because again, we're talking probably the 17, 18. This shit didn't happen that long ago, y'all, in my eyes. It didn't. They can try to play with the time if they want to, but you can't fool me. Okay? That much, anyway. The will is that do, I will also do, and desire altogether to come out from my own will, and to yield a whole and willing obedience unto thee, and never to desire aught else, either in will or thought. See? So we ain't never supposed to think no higher than what the fuck they got you at. See? But that they can't control it no more. It's done. It's done. You understand? It's a beautiful time to be alive. It's a beautiful, in whatever way it go, this shit ain't living. Don't matter to me. See? You're going to have to fight for the right. Okay, I won't go there. But let's keep going. Only let thy will be accomplished in me in time and in eternity. So this is the thing. These people were supposed to be trapped in this place forever. Forever. So people thinking that you're the Israelites, which is different than Israel, which is different than the house of Israel. Okay. We go from the earliest, the youth would be Israelites, the lighter version, or those who have been a lighter load. Okay. It goes with, it's talking about duality and allegory and things there. But then Israel might be indigenous. You see, in the house of would be this pyramid structure that they live in, the abode of God. That's where they reside. It's never talking about you. The heathen and shit like that could be talking about you, even though we know that they are probably more than likely the heathen. Everything has been flipped. So what's good is bad and what's bad is good. God is good, then good is not good. See, the devil is bad. So see what I'm saying? He may be who you need to listen to, because again, I didn't see that he killed anybody in the Bible, and I didn't see that he lied, because again, when he said that, it's a whole way we could look at this whole thing with Eve. I know how I'm looking at it, but the whole point you need to take is if you even looking at it on a religious level, they didn't die. So when he said that your eyes is going to be open and you ain't going to die, they didn't die. And people could say, oh, he mean that, people live forever. Fuck that. They didn't die. They didn't get cut off, or they didn't die. Right? Their eyes were open. And it's talking about their third eye, because remember, Eve saw the apple was nice. She saw it was this. She saw that. And then she ate the shit and gave it to him or to her husband, not Adam, to her husband, just like Adam said, not Eve, but the woman that you gave to me, which also is talking about groups of people that are brought into a land. Rather, they naturally were produced from joining naturally with the original people, or they were forced on them. Okay? So, this whole thing that I just read to you, that's basically what you're saying to this government when you are voting for them still. See? That's what you're saying to these people that's doing these things. The police just doing their fucking job. The lawmakers and givers make the law. The landlords make the laws. And the plague did more than destroy life. So it did more than destroy life. The living creatures, more than likely. What else the fuck would it destroy? Let's see. It dissolved the very bonds. See? So bond men, bond women. See? Even talking about fascism. Okay? We got a lot of shit going on about socialism, fascism, liberty. All this stuff is going on right now, too, that we're talking about here now. Okay? So it dissolved the very bonds of society. So, society. Who is the menace to society? Natural affection seemed to die even in the hearts of fathers and mothers. Again, these fathers, excuse me, are not talking about your daddy and your mama. These are talking about governors. Sorry. These are talking about governors and things. These are talking about the mothering people. Okay. These are talking about the men Okay. And the woman. Because again, woman can also be talking about or pertaining to, when you're looking at etymology, not just women, but men and women. Okay. So it's talking about a group in some instances, where it's talking about a certain group of people that are not original, but they also live in a place. See, okay, the widow, the motherless child, all this shit is talking about different classes and things like that. Okay, husbands and wives. Okay, because again, they joined with the lighter version of you, or the natives and all these other people, and then went off into the sunset. They may have used and abused and raped themselves through our women while they had them in bondage. But again, after that, and again, when we're talking about these people that met them at the shore, 9 times out of 10, those were groups that had already mingled with foreign entities and groups. And so the bloodline had a connection to the mother here in this land, and then the father that was coming from afar. And he left his mother and father nation or land or country to come and join together with his new wife. Forever. For of danger slew its tens of thousands, and where it, see, notice it didn't mention America. Okay. Even though they're trying to make you think we talking about the 1300s. Okay. Fear of danger slew its tens of thousands, and were where it did not slay, it made men hard. So this is talking about hardening the hearts of men. That's them. That's them. Slave drivers. See. Okay. And women cruel. So the people that you that nurtured, that were either nurtured or nurturing in their bosom, turned sour to the babe. So this ain't talking about now that mamas don't want to deal with their children. That's all pressure from shit that's been placed on us. This because you can't fucking breathe. See, and what's the whole motto that goes along with order out of chaos, which George Floyd had on his chest? Okay. All right. That whole thing, I'm not even going to go into it. But again, same thing with Trump saying that this is the calm before the storm. See, you got to pay attention. All right. All right. So anyhow, trade and commerce came to a standstill. See, this is the same. We talking about the same shit in the Bible now. The merchants dreaded. Now the merchants, my fault. I'm outside in the parking lot actually, and I need to go home, but I need to finish this. The merchants dreaded the touch. Hold on. Trade and commerce came to a standstill. What's going on with China and America? Wasn't somebody trying to cut somebody off? Ain't they trying to build a one world thing? And it seemed like somebody over here don't want to do that. But it seemed like they're going to try to force us into it, because again, that might be their father and their mother that they're going against because of the land that they love. Or not. Okay. It's not all doom and gloom. All right. The merchant dreads to touch the money of his customer. You see this shit? A short exchange, really, y'all? And what happened to that? Nobody talking about that no more. Nobody talking about that no more. It just came and went with the wind, didn't it? See, this thing is going around and people still getting cash. See, none of this shit makes sense. None of this. You might have your mask on, but you still touching the same keypad as everybody else that got a damn card, because most people use cards these days. So how all the money is gone? How all the change gone when most people don't even fucking use it no more? Got to be at the bank. People don't have those big ass jars with change in it no more in their house, like grandma and them had. Mine still does. Okay. So the merchants, okay, and then think about that, even with the whole thing with driver's license and stuff, you couldn't even get that. It's almost like they couldn't. They weren't allowed to take anything from us because it's some kind of judgment going on. There's something going on. I was saying a trade of hand, a trade of power, something else. Okay. So they dreaded to touch the money of his customer. Even they were saying that at Target, I think, if you stole something, because those were the only stores that was really open now. If you stole something, then, so I think these people matter of fact, off subject, I think they came up with this scheme with Target, Walmart, and Amazon bullying Walmart and Target into coming into some kind of thing with them. This might be all because they needed to prepare. They needed to get all the funds funneled into a couple of different avenues and shut down the small mom and pop stuff and shut down everything else. See, so they could get it. Do you know how much money they made within that time when those are the only fucking stores you could go to? Okay? So they said that if somebody stole something, you couldn't even go after them. This made me think that it was something else going on, y'all. Still is. All right? The buyer equally feared the merchandise of the seller. And this is all of us at first fearing buying shit on Amazon because it's coming from all around the world and it can stay on the package. See how they put that emphasis on that back then, right then? Oh, it could stay on the package for 7 days and shit. You know what I'm saying? Had people losing their fucking mind around here. Like my mom said, had people planning for their own funeral. If you listen to the news, you know, you be already planning for your funeral and buying the plot. If you just listen to what the news is saying about this shit. All right. So death was lurking everywhere and in everything. All right. Kind of sound like Black Lives Matter to me. Okay. Every man dreaded not merely the touch and the breath of his neighbor. You see this shit? Every man dreaded not merely the touch and the breath of his neighbor, but his very eye. What eye? One eye? Just an eye. Not eyes, but his eye. Because see, Eve's eyes was open. Her eye. Their eyes. The two of them opened their third eyes. Because their fucking eyes was already open if they could see the fruit. You see what I'm saying? If you could see the fruit, and God said, look at this tree and look at this fruit, you can't, even that part, you can't have this. See, they was already using their two eyes, the ones you think is the first eye, but it's really not. It's our first eye is the eye that is within. The one that's open is, see, okay. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, I gotta hurry up. My people calling me. Okay. But his very eye, they were scared of the eye, the third eye. And see, and this is what I'm saying. This is where that energy, this is where source resides in your temple. I'm telling you. So subtle, okay, and so swift seemed the infection. Oh, this spread faster. Oh, this is stronger. This spread faster. Superstition aggravated the horror. Propaganda, superstition, okay? Men thinking to appease the wrath of God by penances. Made me think about pence. Formed themselves into wandering bands. Is this talking about rioters? Is this talking about Antifa? Is this talking about any of this kind of stuff right here? With rules for self-torture. Okay, so again, even when they talking about so-called black people was burning down their own cities. See what I'm saying? So again, you burn down your beauty supply like they did in one town. That was the only damn beauty supply there. Silly. Where the fuck you gonna get your stuff from? Even though I don't, just saying. For those that is not paying attention, that's not awake. What? Where are you gonna get it from? You burn down the gas station, the liquor store. Where you gonna go? In ghastly procession, half naked and chanting wild and doleful airs. What is this? What is this? Black Lives Matter. Pigs in the blanket. See, justice, no peace. See, all this. Okay? They traversed the continent of Europe, scourging. And now, see, they try to show us the worldwide thing of this whole Floyd thing going on, huh? See, scourging and lacerating themselves, okay, and treating others to join in their fanatical worship. Fanatical will worship. To do as thou please or do as thou wilt. Now, see, we know that it wasn't us that was doing that burn and that it was another group. So again, did they foolishly trick these people to burn down all these things in their own areas too? See? And then try to make it look like it was the people when those people left within 24 hours or so, especially in Kenosha. Not 24 hours, but once they left and so-called the National Guard came in, these people was gone already before they even came in. And it was just the poor little people that didn't even know what the hell they was doing, was unorganized and not even coordinated, walking down the street. The people that actually really thought that they were fighting for something. So I'm not making fun of them. They really just thought that. Okay. And all the leaders and all the people that came in real quick, they left. See, and then after that, Trump came. So this is ritualistic shit that's going on here. And only spreading more wildly and very contagion. No, so nobody was saying nothing about the spike when all these people was going around, right? Nobody was saying nothing about this spike when all the protests was going on. Nothing. Nobody was saying nothing about the spike until a day after they so-called got the next president. Okay. So let's just think about that real quick. All right. And now we all the way to FEMA. Shit, what happened? Now we all the way to the vaccine here. The military is involved. They're going to administer it. It's mandatory. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy. Okay. They watching you closely and shit now. See, preparation, which they deprecated by their scourging and ululations. Okay. Then to an ignorant and unreasoning race. Okay. To an ignorant and unreasoning race or group. See, because again, to me, white supremacy, because then nobody can be more supreme than the archetype or the original. So that's ridiculous. Okay. And white doesn't even really mean white. Okay. All right. So, like you think or whatever. So when we're talking about these races, we're really talking about classes. When we're talking about slavery, we're really talking about the caste system. See, people don't understand that when I'm saying that. They want to argue with me. When you're talking about so when you're talking about these races and things, you're talking about classes. And so I like to call it foreign privilege. Because the only reason why they have this is because they're the children of God and they reside over you in the temple or the abode of God. And this is why their lives matter. And people of authority cannot just kill them and get away with it. They can do it to you because you're not God's child. All right. So to then an ignorant and unreasoning race, hate played its part. So again, same thing. And again, race wasn't even really a thing back then. Race wasn't really a thing. It wasn't. Race was not about your skin color. Okay. Not until really recently. Okay. In history. Okay. Like I said, like maybe even around the 1800s. Okay. All right. Hate played its part. Here and there where Jews were assembled, they were accused of creating the pestilence by poisoning the wells. Okay, so Jews were assembled. They were accused of creating the pestilence by poisoning the wells. So again, these is wells of water, toxic, with your energy or whatever. Okay, because then some of these other people these so-called white folks in these places started to act up. They the ones that started all this shit, really going with them guns and stuff down to Ohio, whatever that place was that they went to, because they were mad about COVID. And then right after that, that's when all these riots and stuff jumped off. It's crazy. Thousands in the city of Mayence alone at Strasbourg, a monster scaffold was erected. So that means something high up, okay, or a statue or something, in the Jewish burial ground. And 2,000 were burnt alive in a single Holocaust. Now, this reminds me of New York taking them bodies over there because they didn't know what to do with them and burning them on that island over there off of the coast or whatever. It says at Basel, all the Jews were burnt together in a wooden edifice. And I think that, again, this could be talking about something else. It could be allegorical. But again, it's making me think of them putting them in a wooden crate or something and burning those people like they did on that island. Erected for the purpose at spires, they set their quarters in flames and perished by their own hands. Okay. On every hand, there was terror of cruelty, recklessness, or despair. John Tauler had got far beyond any fear of the pestilence and walked in darkness. Okay. So again, he got beyond any fear. So again, he might be somebody that was elevated, right? He might have been on that frequency, right? That walked in darkness, excuse me, or my throat. Sorry. That washeth at noonday. He had compassed the endeavor of the true mystic and was walking with God. Okay, again, this is what I'm talking about. This is when you walking with God. You understand? This is when you walking with God. You thought that's what you was doing in church, but this, in this awakening, is when you walking. You're not in a panic and scared and wondering what you're going to do next. Things are being handed to the universe is speaking to you. Dreams are, you see what I'm saying? Word, all this information, truth. See, this is when you walking with God, that one that's in you, that you connected to, the source. Okay. And that's why I always say there ain't no other savior than you, because it's up to us to wake up and face these adversaries or whatever you might want to call them and go ahead and get to work. And you ain't even really got to leave your house. See, they'll have you thinking you got to go to these places and these temples. See, we can go deep with this. We could go, there's things that people are able to do. And I can't remember the astro, damn it, whatever, because I'm trying to hurry. But I'm saying the dreams and visions and things like this is where it's at. Okay. Somebody know you ain't gonna be able to do all this. Just like when these people was talking about, oh, we gotta all leave and go to Israel. What the hell? Israel right here. You know what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? The thing you looking for, I'll say, it was right here. Okay. He dwelt in the secret place of the Most High and abode under the shadow of the Almighty. This is also reminding me of Daniel and some shit that I was reading in Psalms the other day. With two brother monks of the like mind. Again, a monk is somebody that goes within. See, this is why some people say that thing about Jesus was a monk and all this other stuff or whatever. But I'm just saying, the whole thing about, see, and that's why a lot of us like to be by ourselves and think on our own, because again, this is a holy city or body, see, that you're dealing with. Everybody can't touch and be around. And I'm not trying to be funny in no way like the holy are, but I'm just saying we can't just sit there and water down the fact that some of us have been chosen to a certain level by the real energy and frequency that's coming for judgment. Okay. So, the brother monks of like mind. Okay. It is just what it is. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of discipline and things that go with it. So it is what it is. All right. So by day and by night, see, so this could be light and dark. He went about among the dead and dying, preparing these for burial and inspiring, confronting, cheering with the promises of the gospel. See, now this was the trick. That was the trick to put you to sleep. See, and again, we could think about this as like what's his name? Anubis. See, going around and see even where you been going around up and down and in and out of the earth. Huh? So anyways, see what I'm saying? Okay. Those who were entering the valley of death. All right. This was to ease you and subdue you. See? All right. He was mother, nurse, and minister in one. Works of love are better, said he, than lofty contemplation. See, the Most High. See, only Most High I'm dealing with is the one within. That Most High self. See, a lot of people don't like you saying things like that. Okay. See, these axes, this could be talking about something that's going on with the matter and the things that's going on in your pineal gland that's organic or original to you. See, just saying. And to carry broth to a sick brother more pleasing to God than to be wrapped away at such a time in devout prayer. So again, it's kind of like some of us when they were saying, oh, you gonna just sit at home and not do nothing about the riot and the marching and protesting. And we like, y'all go ahead and do that, because some of us gonna be sitting right here doing what we do. Okay. It ain't for you. Okay. It ain't for you, and you ain't got nothing to worry about. See, that's fear that got people out there. That's fear that got people wearing these damn masks in their car when they driving. That's fear. These people that we dealing with, like me and the people in my group and others, there is no fear. Fear is something that also blocks you from information and from growth, from looking at yourself in the mirror. See, because that's something that has to be done first. Okay. You got to seek yourself before you do any damn thing else. And you got to, matter of fact, forget everything that you've been told on this plane. You understand? And do your own research. leave that motherfucking church and read your Bible your own damn self. And if it's for you and if you got eyes to see, you'll see. Period. Love took up the harp of life and smote on all the chords with might. Smote and whatever. So meantime, in the renewal of the Pope's ban, okay, had increased the terror of the ignorant. The terror of the ignorant. See, who is this ignorant race? Lack of knowledge. See, and added to the general distress. How? By putting up staged hoax and things to trigger you? Is this what it is? Instead of letting you be in peace so that you can go ahead and get that. You see what I'm saying? I don't use the term blessing. So you can get that light. We'll use that. Because I would say some of these people are oracle sages, light beings. Okay. All right. So, but this was no time to question whether the Pope was to be obeyed. Obeying him in such a ease would surely be disloyalty to God. So again, obeying these people like us that was talking shit about the mass. You see what I'm saying? All this stuff is manifest. It's here. It's here. We in these times, right? Your time. Okay. We rising, they falling. Okay. So again, a lot of us didn't want to go along with these measures. See, this is what I'm saying. Wear the mask. See, stay in your house. All right. Ban or no ban, these brothers should not die unshrivered. I've never seen that word. Nor go out into the dark unlighted. See, to go out in the dark unlighted by the candle of his faith or the comfort of the sacrament. See, I can't lose myself to go do no stupid shit. I can't go back doing stuff when I know better. I got to do better. His word was good as the Pope's son, daughter, sin, whatever. Okay. I gotta hurry up. If thou truly if thou truly repentest, die in peace. See, die in peace. It ain't all that yelling and marching. And I'm not saying that this is talking to us and that this is just what's coming to my mind when I'm reading this for me. See, okay. But this doesn't mean that I'm doing this because they said that, but I'm just making reference that, again, we are talking about this Christliness in man, okay, or men. Toller had learned the great lesson that men's highest good, again, God, good, okay, is to find the living God, okay, all right, and to come to him. Now, this would be for them. See, this possibly could be now referring to them. And that this is for every man. See, now we talk about man again. Okay. And that every man must find him, not him, but this God probably. Okay. And when we looking for ourselves, right, to find our God. See, it's a lot here, y'all. And come to him for himself. Woo, wait. And this is for every man. And that every man must find him and come to him for himself. Okay. Again, this whole going through Christ or whatever could possibly be what this is talking about, or a Jesus. Okay. And that neither priest nor pope can stand between the two. He knew. I'm going to go ahead and stop this one and make a part 4. I apologize.